you might. Too much, 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 too many crabs in a barrel, but I'd rather hang around family and battle. It's too much, too many dripping in sauce, and I ain't hating on nobody, they can get lost. It's too much, trying to help a nigga out, the only thing they care about is internet cloud. It's too much, niggas sounding like each other and they all dead wrong, they don't even get along. Too much, you might. 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 Too much drip, you might slip. 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 Too much.
Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Take that with you on the way down. Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Take that with you on the way down.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the real world that our children live in. Not the ideal one that we want them to live in. Not this wonderful world that we pray that will come here one day, but the real world that they have to live in. You want to know why they're acting so crazy? You want to know why they're doing the things that they're doing? Because we have not prepared them to live in this real world. We have sent them through 12 years of school teaching them this dumb stuff that doesn't work, and when they go out and try to apply it and get killed for it, we are not there.
An animal. I eat a fake motherfucker like a cannibal. And I don't even understand how he got that far. Cause every time he write a rhyme, it's about his goddamn car. You know the top 10 hottest in the fucking game? Well, 8 of them niggas fucking lame. It's a fucking shame how y'all put them on a pedestal. But I figure you ain't got nothing better to do.
Hey. All right, welcome, everybody. Mrs.SheSaid, Shame Sunday. We made it here. Lord. I'm blessed. I'm just gonna say that for now. I'll fill y'all in a second. But how y'all doing? I appreciate everybody pulling up and popping in. Welcome to another episode of Shame Sunday. We're gonna be building today. We're going to be talking about temperance. We're going to be talking about temperance. The ladies before us, the women before us, they taught a lot of this. And it's merely just things in moderation and some self-restraint. In this world, in this human society, it needs to be taught. It needs to be trained. It needs to be discussed. Things in moderation and self-restraint. And this is something I've always discussed. This is not new to me, to, this platform. When you grow up seeing so many people abuse drugs, things, other humans, I became very conscious of these types of disorders and addictions, bad habits. You see a lot when you're a little kid. I think this is why I bring this self-reflection to you all, because when we become adults, we start to raise children, and they're going to have some self-reflection. They're going to reflect on how you raised them, what you taught them, what you modeled for them, your self-control. They learn a lot from us, and we blame them just being a separate entity, but a lot of the behaviors come from us. And we have a lot of bad habits. Once you admit it, you can work on it. And that's the key. It's just like going to AA. When you're an alcoholic, you have to admit that you have a problem. I'm an alcoholic. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic. It's the first step. So if you do a little research, their focus was more so on that, the addiction of alcohol, the horrible health effects that it has on us and been having for hundreds of years. how it's been used as a tool, to control us, right? Takes away your conscious mind, creates a lot of disaster, the ability to reason, logical thought. And of course, it's going to have you to go along, get along, right? Once you become addicted. So there's a lot of history when it comes to alcohol and prohibition, and the women in those days trying to teach temperance to not just the men and the women, the children. Because what they don't know, it's our job to teach. We understand the world as adults. We understand, or should understand, the world as adults, and it's our job to teach the children. It's our job. What's up, everybody? Paris Dunbar's in the building. I appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Always great supporter. He said is in the building. My husband, I appreciate you so much. As usual. Dr. Nakumbe is in the building. How you doing, sir? Appreciate that message, and told us it was some foolery going on the he said, she said group page. Somebody posted some mess. Yeah, that wasn't us. It's been removed. Peace, Donique Anthony, a great supporter of the page. Harris Tribe Media Group, we appreciate you. Sis is in the building. Red Lipstick Vibes is in the building. Y'all know what y'all got to do for Nightbot to drop your YouTube channel link in the stream. Just hashtag shame, and it'll be dropped. So we all can, support each other. It's what we're supposed to do, and it's free. That's the best part. Free. Temperance, guys. Temperance. If you've seen He Said, She Said on Tuesday, we talked about some stuff, but Mr. He Said yesterday on Cerebro talked about the young rappers we have in our modern day society now. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Temperance is the quality of moderation or self-restraint. And when it comes to us as adults and parents and mentors of these young people, everything in moderation. Even if they coming up in this kind of environment of toxicity and cantankerousness and, bad language, give them a taste of the other side. Make them aware and conscious that there's another side to that. Let them be the ultimate decision maker. Right? If we give them all the knowledge, they'll be better equipped to make better decisions. We don't want our young boys to grow up to be grown men who can't read, have no respect for anyone, let alone women and their own children, their own body and mind. So if you haven't seen Cerebro Saturday, go click on Mr. He Said and go check that out. Because I'm not going to tell you all about it. Shit is sad. We do anything for the almighty dollar, and there's no control. There's no self-restraint. When it comes to that, we'll sell our children for some money. This is where we at. Temperance advocates, they pointed to alcohol's harmful health effects and also blamed it for instigating domestic abuse, public disorder, financial ruin, and widespread moral decay. Alcohol. We always talk about marijuana being the gateway drug, but alcohol has been around for a very, very long time and destroying our society. I grew up in an alcoholic home. My stepfather was absolutely an alcoholic, a functional alcoholic, worked construction, built all them big buildings in the city and all that, but was an alcoholic. So I got to see a lot. The happy drunk, the sad drunk, the miserable drunk, the horrible drunk. It's a lot of different faces they can take. And not just him, many adults growing up, seen him. And, and sitting back with my consciousness, like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be falling all over the floor, not knowing what happened. And this is what alcohol does. And many of us don't have any self-control. Quick story. I wasn't going to do the show today. I'm recovering from a shot of tequila last night. I had a simple hot flash after a shot of tequila and tore me up. Do you hear me? You would have thought that I had alcohol poisoning. I am not lying. Hubby had to take care of me, get me home safe, pull over so I can throw up. One shot of tequila. And that's normal for me. I'm not never been a heavy drinker. Was introduced to tequila my 40th birthday. You know, always been disciplined with that. I know my limits, even as a child when we was hanging out with my friends. Y'all remember when we used to be bad in those early teenage years, way before alcohol was even legal. You didn't have to go in the store with ID, you know, when we were young. That didn't happen till, you know, the mid to late 90s. So we were 13, 14. You can go buy Jack Daniels, E&J, you know. So times have changed. They had to put these guidelines. Appreciate it. Because parents were sending us to the store to get their alcohol and their cigarettes. So there was some shame in that. You could write a letter and take yourself to the store, child, to go get your parent some cigarettes, some alcohol.
Shame on you.
So again, the city, you know, you had advocates who said these things are not okay. We need to protect our children. So we enacted all these policies. Now you got to be 18, you got to be 21 to get the alcohol. So things is out of control. It's been out of control, especially with the alcohol. But last night, hubby had to take care of me. And it made me reflect on our early years of dating. First year we was together, I thought I was grown. 20 years old. It's like, I'm going to take him to the hotel. We're going to drink, you know, got the jacuzzi. It was all my idea. Get there. No, I ain't a drinker. Had a drink and was toe up, threw up all in the jacuzzi. Poor Mr. SheSaid, child. And I wasn't even embarrassed about it. I was so elated when I woke up that this man took care of me. He cleaned up the mess. He, you know, got me out there. I don't remember anything, but I was taken care of. And that was something that was a green flag for me. Absolute green flag. And he had to repeat that last night. Shout out to you. Shout out to hubby. I was still recovering this morning, please. Y'all lucky I ain't laid out on this couch right now. From one shot of tequila. And if I'm out with friends and such, I won't drink because I don't have that covering with me. You know, and that's a blessing for me to be out with my husband and I can be falling apart and he makes sure I'm good. We out of here. If I got to pick you up and carry you to the car, thank God I'm lightweight. He's going to be able to do that. Yeah, but your girl was toe up last night. Toe up from the flow up. Big sis, I have moments like that too when I was younger. Oh man, yeah. World class is in the building. Hey, Quantum. And world class, peace, y'all. Reflecting on last night, I was a little toe up, went out for a little bit, had one shot of tequila, and it was over for me. So this is just some reflection. And ladies, when you are in full menopause, those heat sweats and hot flashes can send your body on a whirlwind. Because I ate well, you know, everything was good. It's my normal little one shot, but that hot flash sent my body off the cliff. Okay, literally, you'd have thought I had a 40 and a bottle of L.I.A together, mixed. So thank God for Mr. SheSaid. I appreciate you, love, for always taking care of me and making sure I'm good in my sickness and in my health and all in my crazy. So I couldn't even walk. It was bad. It was bad. So that's a green flag to look for, ladies, when you're in the presence of a man and you're not so good and he actually takes care of you. Make sure that you are okay and safe. That's a green flag. That's someone to keep around. Real. Shout out to Big Bro. Karma chimed in. See, I'm a little off, y'all. I'm a little off. Big Bro, shout out to you. Mr. SheSaid, absolutely. Definitely took care of me, for real. And someone say that's his job, that's his duty. He does it well. He does it well. He does not need anybody to tell him, okay? Red chimed in, yes, I had similar experiences and then the next day had allergic reaction and King took care of it. Green flag for me, absolutely. Yeah, my poor little belly can't take much, especially after a crazy hot flash. Child, prepare yourself. Do your research, ladies, because when you get older and your body start going through changes, you want to be prepared. You want to be mindful of it, conscious of it, because it can send women in Great Depression. Great Depression brings heart problems. Heart problems will bring a heart attack. So you got to be conscious of these things. Talk about it. Be aware. All right, we're going to get to this show, though. Temperance, y'all. Everything in moderation. We say it all the time, right? That's something most of us grew up hearing. You know, it's okay to do some things, but do it in moderation. Last night, watching all them women suck up them hookahs, they sucked them up like it's no tomorrow. To sit there for 2 hours and smoke on that, it's like smoking 5 packs of cigarettes. 1 hour of a hookah, 5 packs of cigarettes. Do you think they're aware, conscious? No, because most people say, yeah, you're not smoking cigarettes, though. So it's better. It's not. It's not. Needs to be a lot more education about these things, these vapes, these hookahs, you know, everything in moderation. Take your time with, you know, exploring all these drugs and these new things that's not healthy for your body. Because as you get older, it's going to affect you. If it don't affect you when you're young, when you're later, it'll come. It'll creep up on you. You'll be lucky if it doesn't. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? I got some trigger warnings. But I got a little happy and a little fun for y'all real quick, because we talk about the kids here all the time, you know, and I tell you, you know, many who have had children, you know, you turn away for a second, you turn away for a minute, you walk out the kitchen for a minute, you know, they tearing things up. So it's good to see, you know, because it happens. And you got to be prepared for these things. How are you going to respond as a parent, for one? And just the consciousness of knowing that you need to be present. You really can't leave them too long unattended, because they are natural seekers. Like they want to learn the world around them. So they're going to seek everything. Okay. They're going to touch things that they're not supposed to touch. And, you know, we need to be there to tell them no, to don't touch that, why it's dangerous. You know, they need to understand the world around them. So when we have parents where we're just stop, don't do, and not explaining or giving context to what's happening right now, you know, it's going to be hard for them to learn later. So it's our job to initially open up that door, you know, create that dialogue. But let's check out these little people. Little people, here they go. They're going to come for you.
Have you made people yet? Have you made? Oh.
That's okay. Oh, don't look at it. Oh. Baby.
Who did this? Who did this?
Okay, that's good. Oh my god.
That's it.
What the fuck, bro?
No pasa nada más. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Shout out to the babies. I know y'all got some stories. Everybody got some stories, man. Ciao. If I can record, if we had cameras, oh man, over these 20 years in this house, these kids, so many America's Funniest Home Videos. We'd have won some money at some point. But yeah, keep an eye on your kids. And then, you know, you can't beat them for things like that, right? We're not paying attention. They're going to get into things, you know, but it is definitely a conversation, and, you know, make them clean it up. They're never too little to help clean up. Clean them up and then make them come in and help you clean up. It's going to teach them some responsibility. You make the mess, you clean the daggone mess up. It is too cute, right, child? You can't turn your back for a second. I just turned my back for a second. You hear that a lot. You hear it a lot. Stop turning your back for a second. Okay. Y'all got me screaming at the screen. So it's too much, right? You had those instances where you're cleaning up and they actually come make more mess. That one right there. He's actually sweeping the floor and the baby come just pour a whole bunch of powder, flour, sugar, whatever it is. Oh man, God bless their little hearts. But again, they don't know no better. We can't ask them or have expectations of them thinking like adults because they're not. They have no clue. I came across a video this week. Y'all know we homeschool. And as early as first grade, they were attempting to teach these children about slavery in the same way that we learned, which was horrible. And we're talking almost 40 years ago, right? No critical thinking, just they were either slaves or servants. Some of us parents don't agree with that type of educating, especially to our children. And when they go into school 5 and 6 and 7, and they're not getting that education of, you know, Africa and the slave trade and, you know, just all of this, so much more information before America and colonization and what happened over here, you know, because it kind of really, I think it puts a stain on their identity, the way they introduce it, especially if there's no context, if they have no tradition of where they come from, you know, because many of us don't have that. We don't know shit. You know, I came from Trinidad, I came from Jamaica, you know, but we're not sharing this type of history with our children the way our elders did. You know, the great grandparents would really tell you a lot of information on how they came from down south or, you know, Oklahoma or whatever the case may be. But we haven't been in turn sharing these types of stories with our children, you know, i.e. the insecurities, the lack of knowing who you are and being confident in that. And we see it. We see it. Y'all want to ignore it, but I'll blatantly say it. Like just the craziness with the white women wigs is amazing to me. And that has to come from a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding and education of who you are, and where you come from, and the pride and being proud of it. Because, you know, we came over here and the white man gave us a lot, especially the alcohol. What do you think it did? We see the results now. We see it. We see it, but we simply just throw an AA program in, you know, that's not helping. But this is where we are. They're really continuing to indoctrinate our children. So you have people that's speaking up. I have a video of a mother who actually went and spoke before some people, and like where I'm at, who the hell do I speak to? The Board of Head don't want to hear me. My mayor, my senator, my governor, they don't want to hear me. So you think Congress wants to hear me, a little alone stay-at-home mom talking about the kids and their education? Nah, they don't give a fuck. But it starts somewhere. So y'all have a listen to this, mom.
Study last night for the Virginia Standards of Learning exam. So I recognize that's above your concern, you know, your level of authority, but I didn't know who to raise my concern to, because usually I cook and my husband assists my children with their homework, but I was feeling a little under the weather, so we reversed roles last night, and I saw that what they were teaching my child was that the status of early Africans was unknown, and that they were probably slaves or servants. As a HBCU graduate who knows better, although I lived in Prince William County, I attended Thomas Jefferson High School, so I was not a product of Prince William County schools, but it's one thing to say, we're not going to cover that. It's another thing to lie to my child.
They lying to them, y'all. They lied to us. And I think that's why I was so dead set on making sure that it was our responsibility to educate our children. Okay. I would go in when I met new teachers, I would let them know you're kind of just reinforcing the things we taught at home. kind of giving them just a little bit more, because initially all of it was taught at home, as you can see. Usually our children were leaders in class, assisting the teacher to help other children. And that's where we need to get them before they go into school. Because if you allow this system to indoctrinate your children with the information that they gave us, shame on you. It's not fair. We're not giving them a better beginning of understanding of who they are. They already growing up hating themselves, a slave or a servant. We were so much more. We are so much more. If you don't follow, we are more than black on anywhere social, you probably should. It's a lot of information. And our children need to know this stuff, and they're not getting it in school. They're not. And we're in Baltimore City, so I was elated to move here and see all of the black faces in every school, all on their walls. It made me even hunger for more. Because my school didn't look like that. And I'm talking 40 years ago. And we came from a white community, so they definitely only celebrated Black History in February. Yeah. So it's a unique situation for our children. And I get upset. I think I'm so passionate because we all went through it. Y'all went through it. We all been in school, public school. I don't care what kind of school your ass went to school. What do you think changed? What do you think changed? Humans are humans. It's still bad kids. It's good kids. It's nerdy kids. It's drugged up kids. It's abused kids. All the same. Nothing has changed. Why are you not preparing them? And that's a problem for me, because every post I post, when it comes on about the kids, people got so many excuses. Y'all have way too many excuses. So let's start teaching them to don't have no kids. Don't have none. If you're not ready and prepared for all the duty and responsibility and the heartache and joy that comes with it all, because it's a lot. And everybody can't do it. And I give this woman a lot of kudos, because me standing, I probably would start crying just because I would be so passionate. I got to get to a point where I can speak without getting that emotional. I get so emotional, baby. I'm getting there. I'm working on me. But it's hard to try to waken someone's consciousness, and they're not ready. They don't want to. They don't care. This is the mindset we have. And it's going to be challenging. So we have to start with the children. We have to. So I applaud this woman. She didn't get any answers, mind you. She didn't get any answers. And it's the integrity of the teachers. You have to think about that. They're going in and they're teaching this shit the same way. Why don't the teachers stand up and say, no, we're not going to continue to do this? They tried, right? We want critical thinking in school. They want to take out the whole slavery impact, but teach it differently. How about that? It's always been a business. It didn't just start in Africa. It didn't just start with us. It's been a business. They have to understand that, right? To know why we're here. Because it is a business, right? Foster care, trafficking. It is absolutely a business. Still exists today. Modern day slavery still exists. And the children need to be aware. And we can't allow the school to do it, y'all, because we've been there and we got what they gave us, and it wasn't shit. That's exactly what I tell the young ladies around me. It's too many excuses. Too many excuses. There's nowhere near as much resources as it is 35 years ago. There was not. And my mother was not allowed to make a whole bunch of excuses. Wasn't. Got to go find it, find out what they need. Switch schools, no sleep. That woman didn't sleep. She was always running around trying to do something for us, because we out here acting a fool sometimes, getting in trouble, getting kicked out of schools. That's a lot for parents to deal with. And we knew better, but we still went out there and did it. We had no daddy around to get in our asses a good one, to say, I didn't raise y'all like that. Now get your ass on the right track. We're falling apart. Our society is falling apart because we don't welcome the men in these children's lives. I can go on and on and on, but I'm gonna let her finish.
And say that their history is unknown and that they were probably servants or slaves before they came to America. And I feel like part of this miseducation is the reason for our current country's climate. And the fact that if my child gives an answer other than what's on that paper, that she's considered wrong. So how do I educate my child and teach her that her history is powerful, that her history is amazing, and what her classmates are learning or what they carry with them when they become senior leaders, executives, and feel that it's beneath them to promote someone above them because their ancestors were just slaves or servants.
My answer would be homeschool. But our women are not there. Many, can't say all, because it's a lot of parents, families that are homeschooling. It has grown drastically. I think it's the mindset I'm talking about, the duty and the responsibility of it all. Mothers, when we choose to have children, if nobody's told you, it is your responsibility. Got to eat that. Because again, there's no guarantee. You can be married, that man could die. Things can happen. You can go off to jail when you still love him. Regardless of what the situation is, you have to know that that is your responsibility. And we are so much more than slaves. We were so much more. I don't care what Black culture you came from. It's a lot of knowledge. It is a lot of information. And it's a shame that in other countries, those children get the truth about America. They get a better understanding. And again, because they have their information, they have their true teachings, their books and their wisdom from their lands, teaching about us here. Kids get it. Of course, they learn in second languages while they're in kindergarten. It's just being taught. It's just automatic. English is a second language for most nations. And y'all think it's because we special. We're not.
Right now, I'm working in the CIA as the chief of a group within the Diversity and Inclusion Office, and I'm fighting these battles every day to change minds, to change hearts, to change unconscious bias, because they're not unconscious, they're taught at this age to our children and their classmates. And I don't know what can be done about that, but I figured I'd start with you all. Because I have 3 babies, 9, 10, and 11, in Prince William County schools who are being shaped for their future. I was helping my daughter.
Look at where this shaping has gotten us. It's gotten many of us absent, made us extremely comfortable to pawn our children off to these institutions, especially many of us who came from them. We know what it entails. And to hear our children come out of school, 28, 23, and 18, and them say they feel like they didn't get a sufficient amount of knowledge through school. They got a lot of it from us, a lot. They got what they needed. They got what the state and the city said they supposed to get, honor kids and all that good stuff. But a lot more of the context came from us. And they too, like that young lady, that mother said about her child, if they were to put the correct answer on there, their answer would be looked at to be wrong. There was times where, a child would question what the teacher is saying and try to give some context to it. They would appreciate it. They would be heard. I give them that. But they didn't want that kind of teaching. And our children were kind of shunned from saying it, and they felt it, like I can't speak the truth. They don't want me to, because it feels like it's disrespectful or questioning that I know more than the teacher. Y'all seen them kind of situations. Yeah. So we've dealt with that. So tell them the truth, because they are going to speak up in class, and you be that advocate to let them know, even if they say you're wrong, we know you're right. It's just like speaking up for your kid. If somebody is abusing you at school and you have to defend yourself, oh, no worries. You get suspended at school and you don't have to worry about getting in trouble at home, because that's what we teach. You defend yourself by any means necessary. Any threat, And when you inform the school that that's how your family lives, they're going to have to learn to respect that. Real deal. Be present. Make them aware of what your family will tolerate, your standards and values and shit like that. I'm telling you, they will humble themselves. They have no choice. You have a right to be there with your children and speak up. I need y'all to be a little bit more confident, because indoctrination systems are failing them and we're losing them. Let's see our little boys. Check out Cerebro Saturday. You got the little boys out here rapping some real horrible stuff. They're going to be men one day for the sake of money. Temperance is important. Everything in moderation. And some self-restraint. It's okay to say no. You got to tell your children that. Little girl wanted to give Madison $1 in the park. She don't even know the little girl. When I said, you just took it? Like, why? Do you need the $1? She wanted to give it to me, but you don't have to take it. Please go give her back $1. You didn't have to take her $1. You're right here. You have everything you need. Sometimes it's okay to say no. You have to teach them that really young. And when our little girls are used to getting around men and men giving them $1, something we got to stop. They're too comfortable. They think anytime some man comes around and give them $1, them little things, man, those little things, okay, can go a long way. But I thought that was interesting. So it is people fighting. Her name was Maya Little. And I'm going to look her up. And I would suggest some of you do as well.
I was helping my daughter study last night for the Virginia Standards of Learning exam. So I recognize that's above your concern, your level of authority. But I didn't know who to raise my concern.
Yeah, Micaiah. She might pronounce it a different way. Little. Shout out to her. It's okay to speak up for the kids. It is. We got another video. We're going to get out of here. We ain't going to be here too long. I'm going to show y'all a couple things. Discuss it. Tell me what y'all think.
78% of Black husbands were in their homes, married to the mother of their children, when they started the social engineering of the welfare state. Fast forward 50 years, 78% of Black children are being raised in single-headed households. This is destruction personified.
Short and sweet and to the point. Did you hear it? Black men were in the homes. Y'all sit up here and spew a lot of stuff. And it comes from a lot of girls who say they have their daddy. So, 78% before the social engineering. You got to wake up and be conscious of what's happening, what's been happening. JT is in the building. What We Know podcast. Welcome, welcome. So the conversations has always been being had. We want to create these realities for everyone as a whole, but our homes were headed by Black men. 78%. That's a lot. Of course, it's a lot of different things that came into play to cause the destruction. And the first one is alcohol. This is why the women of those modern days, those older days, not modern day, the older times, this is what they taught. We wanted to keep our men whole, mentally, physically, emotionally. So it was something that needed to be taught. They didn't understand because, you know, alcohol is new, right? You get a drink, you feel happy and giddy. It makes you feel good, right? And you got to roll yourself out of bed. It starts to create problems, okay? If it's not done in moderation. Many of you know an alcoholic or two. Grew up around one. Even when they ain't drinking, they drunk. It's real. It has been destroying homes for a very long time. Widespread moral decay. Your reasoning is totally starts to go out the window. The more and more you drink. We know a car is like a bullet. It's like a damn bullet, a huge ton weighing bullet. And we drunk as hell getting the cars. That's not reasoning. That's not logical. It's not smart. We're safe in the plane and in the car when it comes to alcoholics. Everything in moderation. I got another video. Shout out to the Wayans family. That is a litter, a big, large litter of children. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Every family goes through things. And I love to hear the way they speak about their family often. So Marlon's going to speak a little bit about growing up in the hood. You know, this is a large family that had their father. I'm just saying. Uh-oh. No sound. Marlon, where you at? Let's see. Give me a second. No sound on there.
So what started to happen was when Public Enemy, and I remember this vividly, my album was called Knowledge is King. It was going into a whole spiritual space about knowledge and being intelligent. KRS-One was saying Jesus was black. And Public Enemy was saying it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. That's all 88, 89, and by the time we got to 90, the powers that be said this black conscious movement is moving without radio play, it's moving completely underground, and there's an underground subculture of positive, pro-black, intelligent people. We cannot have this movement happening. So the unfortunate part for gangster, quote-unquote gangster rap was they started to handpick what they were going to play. And this is the part that you know. They went from not playing rap because they said it was too edgy and not melodic enough to playing the most profane rap and beeping the curses out. That's how bad they wanted to get that content on the radio. There's nothing on the radio that hasn't been paid for. So that was an investment. So the part that we're really, really underestimating is if you had PE over here and you had Biggie over here, you're going to say we're going to put more money into Biggie because we understand his content. And this is back to freedom of speech without question. I love a lot of what Biggie did. I love a lot of what NWA did, but they started to make us one-dimensional. So instead of seeing that there was the Black Panther and the Mac, they started only showing the Mac. And
no Temperance. That was Kumo D. Shout out to one of the old school greats. One of the legends, one of the beginners. This whole rap pop thing. Heard his perspective. It's a lot of conscious rap when we was growing up. It's a lot. But you know, the big industries don't want that. They don't want us to be conscious, making good choices, making better decisions than the people came before us. And if you're conscious, you'll be able to do that. It's America, right? We can do anything here. America the Great, powerful. Wizard of freaking Oz. Controlling us like puppets. As we tell you all the time, it's a lot of great conscious rap. A lot of great music for the kids to listen to motivate them and inspire them and tell them about their history. You do have to go underground to find a lot of it. You can go back to the 80s and the 90s when we have our Kumo D's and our Public Enemies and our Commons. There was moderation back then. So when people talk about this, you know, invisible being that controls us here, yeah, it's true. Just listening to the radio here, nothing conscious. They play most of the ratchetest stuff and try to bleep it out. There's no, you know, designating time periods when kids are, because kids are always listening. They always listening. Some of these kids don't go to sleep. What you talking about? So the music is just on and repetitive. And it has gotten to a horrible place. Again, Cerebral Saturday. I'm going to show y'all a little video. I got some little rappers. Got some, you don't like bringing up the kids, but y'all putting them out there. And it's amazing to me that we think this. So it's adults around these babies who believe the behavior is okay, accept it, think it's funny, inspire it, promote it, praise it. No wonder why the kids don't want to change. They don't want to change. Too much praising it all. But it's definitely not gearing us towards a brighter, better future of human decency. We are more than black. Check them out. Anywhere social. It's always some knowledge, some consciousness, something that's going to awaken your mind. And the hood is no excuse.
You grow up in the hood, we can all be gangsters. I watch niggas do nigga shit my whole life. When you grow up in the bricks, you know what it is. I know niggas in Rikers serving life that I grew up with, that I used to play in the playgrounds with. I just chose not to go to that park with them. I went somewhere else. I chose to do other things. My mother was like, street lights come on, bring your black ass upstairs. My dad was like, I was more afraid of my dad's bell than anything. So that kept me out of trouble. When you young black men without fathers get into a lot more trouble. A mother is different than a father. A father will strike fear in your ass. A mother, you could argue with. At a point, a boy, 13, 14 years old, Ma, I could take you. Nah, I got hair on my dick. Now, you can't take me. Those slaps don't work. Those belts don't hurt.
Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him. We all had the capability of being gangsters. It was about choices. At some point, reflecting on right and wrong, or is this going to better me? It's going to make me a better person? Or is this going to guide me down a road to destruction? Unwanted babies, jail, picking a loser. Those things need to be conscious thought. Man. These are our babies. And the grown people are promoting it. It's disgraceful. This is where our Cynthia Dolores Tucker was worried and concerned. It's a lot of women worried and concerned. These are little boys that'll be men later. And like Doc always say, we don't know if these people are conscious. We don't know if they really understand right or wrong, or how their behavior now is going to affect them later. You can't start pointing it out. Point it out. Have the dialogue. That's a little 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't care. He's young. Talking about inviting someone to suck on his penis. It's babies. We talk about consent. Y'all ready for children to have consent like that? Huh? That's the kind of consent we're talking about? Our babies are out here. Our little boys are out here rapping about getting their little dicks up. Said it. That's what they're doing. They put it out there. They said it. Their mamas is there. Their fathers is there. Uncles and cousins and aunties and everybody praising that shit. Look at little JJ. Look at little JJ. Can he read? How's he doing in school? Do we care? It's not important. He got bars, though. Ain't spitting nothing. Go check these kids out and look at the ignorant ass people in the comments. I probably pulled up like 6 or 7 kids. I only got one. I think I only got 2. I only got 2 little ones for y'all. But it was a lot of them. And to hear that a lot of these young people are kind of older now. They're older. They ain't famous, but they older. And to see people in the comments, little sister, I used to listen to this little nigga with my little sister. And no self-restraint. At least have it for the kids. Because they have no clue. They don't understand this world. And if we're not teaching them, their mindset is going to be something unique. Look in their phones, because you don't know what they're doing. As soon as you walk out of the room, they make videos like this. We learn that from. That baby got to be like 4 or 5 years old. Can he read? I'm going to always ask it. They don't even know how to read.
Daddy, that chocolate baby is? You do?
We don't care enough. I don't think y'all care enough, ladies, mothers, women. Don't care enough. We complain about these boys, but who's raising them? Who's raising them? Because a mother can shut that shit down real quick. Don't play that music around my child. Turn it off. Damn. I don't care where I'm at. A birthday party that you invite me to, you put on some ratchet shit, I'm going right over. Yeah. Turn that shit off. You're not tough enough. You have to advocate for your children. That shit is going to give me big titties. I'm going to have very big titties when it comes to my kids. Not balls, titties. We control those dynamics and won't say nothing. So when we have to pull up in places where it's being heard, I'm actually having that dialogue with the child. Like, yeah, you know, this is not okay, right? Because they do all of this behind your back.
Normalize little girls wearing little girl clothing. I am so tired of walking out and seeing these babies, these 2-year-olds in mini skirts, in crop tops, in strapless bras, in booty shorts, in tight skinny jeans. Like, I really don't understand how y'all think that's okay. And let somebody comment on it, and then you guys want to be like, oh, stop sexualizing little children. But how's that the case when you're the one putting the child in inappropriate clothing? The only person sexualizing the child is you. And the only reason you don't see a problem with it is because that's how you dress yourself. Yeah, you know, you always wear the crop tops, you always wear the belly shirt, you always wear the strapless bras, the tight jeans, so why wouldn't your daughter do the same thing? It's disgusting. It's not age appropriate. It's actually appalling, and I'm disgusted by the companies that actually put this clothing out. Y'all know there are literally sickos out there that prey on little children, and you just make your children easy targets. Like, why does your 2-year-old need her belly showing? What does that do for her? Why does her skirt really have to be so mini? Like, the girl can barely walk. Oh, it's my child. I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, go ahead. She gonna end up just like you. It's sad. Like, bring back shame. Bring back decorum, because can't nobody tell these new age parents nothing without them getting all offended and all bent out of shape. I don't know why y'all in a rush for these kids to grow up. Like, let them be kids.
Simple. Let them be kids. Let them be kids. They need to know that it's a difference between a little girl and a grown-ass woman. Grown women can dress like that. Little girls are not supposed to. Legging pants every day is like going outside wearing stockings. We weren't allowed to go outside with skirts on without stockings, tights, leggings. When you teach them that is okay to be half naked outside as little girls, and then to think that nobody is to say anything, can nobody say nothing, nobody is to be attracted to a child, but it exists. Y'all know this. We know this for sure. And it's like, do I want my child to be a victim, or do I want the attention from my child being a victim? Because that's where I'm getting with you ladies. You want to be a victim. You want your children, your little girls, to be a fucking victim. And you ain't even caring about your little boys, and they bending their asses over too. Silly. Silliness to think that it's going to change. Humans are humans and they prefer children. There's some who prefer children. And you don't know who they are. You can't tell by just looking at them, man or woman or homosexual. You don't know, but you're putting your children at risk. You're creating a behavior with your daughters that it's okay to be half naked outside. Why is this okay? They're savages.
Stop getting on here with no clothes on, shaking your ass when you know it's fucking kids on these fucking apps. Y'all hoes ain't got no motherfucking respect. Y'all think just because something is trending, it's okay to do. Bitch, it ain't okay. Y'all out here in public with little ass clothes on and there's kids around here. But you want a motherfucker to respect your pimping. Ho, ain't nobody gonna respect you, ho, when you out here looking like a hoe. If ain't nobody gonna tell you, I'ma tell you. If your ass out, you twerking, and you got motherfucking kids, bitch, you should be ashamed, ho. I should slap the shit out your stupid ass. Cause your mama ain't slapping you. Y'all bitches need to get some clothes on to get your motherfucking act right, stupid ass bitches. The fucking generations are watching us, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm. They damn sure are. And they aspiring to be naked. We went out last night and ladies are naked. Y'all naked. And then have this idea like, can't nobody say nothing to me? You better not even try to hit on me. Why are you bringing your naked ass booty outside for then? I'm confused. Most people don't have temperance. They don't. Self-restraint. But you're cool with presenting your naked, damn near naked body outside. It's tempting. It's teasing, to say the least. And somebody may take advantage of it. And y'all think this is just a reality our little girls are supposed to just grow up with? Yeah, you teach them about the rape culture, but we don't teach them to be modest. Because it can happen with a whole bunch of clothes on or with little clothes. It exists. And like she said, the industries that sell the clothes. I worked for Old Navy for 6 years. Yeah, after I left, the design absolutely went a whole nother way. They stay modest, but they still, any skirts coming into the store, way above the knee. Can't find a nice, decent size skirt for a little girl anymore. Uniforms, they give you regulations, and the skirts are not even as long as the regulated. So what to do? Y'all see it. I've been watching this pedophile excited society for a long time. This is not new. And we seem to be numb to it. She's so adorable. Y'all putting eyelashes and makeup on these babies and propping them in front of these fucking lights, these ring lights. Was you an ugly duckling? Were you an ugly little girl? And now you have a pretty little girl and you want to parade her around like a fucking show dog? I see a lot of that too. A lot of y'all was ugly. Y'all got these beautiful, y'all created some beautiful babies, and let me show off my beautiful baby. Because I was an ugly little kid, or even if you wasn't, the people around you made you feel ugly. And now we parade our kids around like show dogs and ain't teaching them shit. Take a damn. Our kids learn that real quick, real easy. I think Madison really just asked what that meant. Just like, she seen somebody do it or whatever and was like, well, what does that mean? And I was, told her what it meant, of course. But, when you avoid school, they don't have to deal with that bullying. They don't have to deal with those things. People think it creates character, but it can destroy your child. Everybody is not that resilient. Everybody doesn't have support where they can go and tell a big brother and a big sister and they work it through. Our children are not as protected as you think, and they're not as educated as you claim. And if they got it directly from the school, I wouldn't bet on it. I might have to challenge that, put you to a test. Temperance is so important. Having some self discipline, some control over yourself. Because this day and age, everybody blames everybody else for all the decisions they make, all of the moves they make, all of the paths they went, the choices they made, the babies they had. It's always somebody else's fault. Must be a puppet. OG Patrice is in the building. Greetings and salutations. Just had to touch on this. Public school is the worst thing for our children. And I have to agree. 28, 23, and 18. Very present in the public school. Always trying to make difference. Always trying to get with PTA. All of it. Encouraging parents. Mentoring. Taking some parents by the hand when they having a freaking breakdown, meltdown. Plays, trips, volunteering. Like, it's unique. Facts. What's this say? Facts. Shorts are Daisy Dukes in these stores. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not just the high schoolers. It's not. To see these little girls with their hair braids all the way down, way past the back of their ass, and in middle school and elementary school. Ladies, modesty is like Ebola to these women.
Need to
like
be
it's
right.
something wrong with it. You know, I would want our young women to be more than just their body. This is what y'all say, but I don't fucking believe y'all. You're lying. You're lying. All you want them to be is pussy in their body, titties and ass.
Lying.
We're not giving them more. We're not educating them better than what we were. And that's my thing, simply. I'm going to educate my children better than what my mother was capable of doing.
This is a work of art.
It's the fucking truth. It's reality. She would want me to be better. Isn't that what they all say? I created you so you can be better than me. Better. And the only way we can do that is by showing them. Modeling. Every moment is a teachable moment. Don't let it go by. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The why questions are amazing. You can be drained out of your mind. Them kids ask so many goddamn questions. You're going to be asked, though. Be ready to answer. And try to be as truthful as possible. And when we have these idiot boxes right in front of us, you can look up anything, even if you don't know. Make that child aware, I don't know, but I'm going to find out for you. I'll look it up. They feel as though you're listening. They're being heard. Children ought to be seen and not heard. I never agreed with that. We have to hear our children. You think you better than me? Yeah, absolutely. My mother is better than her mother, and I'm better than my mother. That's just how it's supposed to be. And hopefully our children will be better mothers than me. That's what I'm praying for. And when they need help, we'll always be here, hopefully, if God gives us those days. And we're all not granted that. This is why you have to try to instill as much as possible, because y'all living in fantasy land. One sickness, that shit could take you out in a week. That's the reality of being a human. One little bad bug in your body, and it's a done deal. You're not guaranteed to be here for a lifetime. So you have to take each day and try to educate as much as possible. And they need to be conscious of that. Because again, my husband always expressed how hard it was for him to lose his mother at 9. Children don't understand that. And you think them adults was around him trying to give him some context, some empathy or understanding of that? Absolutely not. Nah. Red chimed in. These mamas don't want their daughters to be better. They sabotaging them to be just like them. See that too? So I don't mind pulling up on Sunday, specifically for Shame Sunday, because it has to be some consciousness of your doing or not.
Like a lot of you motherfuckers. You go back in your past and you know your mama was a rotten bitch. Okay? And you make up all these things about how good she was, how nice she was. She wasn't there because she was at school better in her life. She wasn't there because she didn't give a fuck. She wanted to be with everybody but you. Let's Just be honest.
Self-reflection and being honest, transparent about your upbringing, your childhood, who you are now. We can understand all the excuses for the bad behavior, but it doesn't excuse it. We can accept excuses. We can empathize, sympathize, and all the reasons why. Still, no excuse. When it comes to these kids, man. So if I did anything for you, I hope I waken up your consciousness. Because it's on you. They will grow up and they will have some questions. They will have some critique. Or you will have children that will never come back. They will leave and never come back. And it is what it is. All right? Child, she is a mess, but he be talking right. She be talking right. Our light-skinned chicks be going hard. Yeah, Angela Davis. A lot of them was hot yellow too, right, Rosa? Yeah, some of us, we ain't, you know, standing for the bullshit. World class, it's all world class fault. We blaming Noble, Lord. I got on here. I made it through. Thanks, babe, for motivating me, bringing me back to health. So up, Black. You ain't catch the beginning, go to the beginning of the show. Have a nice little laugh. But, you know, here's serious, man. I'm very serious when it comes to these kids. I'm actually going to look up, what's the name? Micaiah Little, and see what she has transpiring over there, you know, with her concern about what they're educating our children with to pass these tests. And that was just Virginia. So we know Virginia schooling all too well. And child, yeah, shame on them. But there are parents out here speaking up. So when I find the information, of course, I will divulge. If there's any organizations to recognize, I'll pull them up and bring them up in here so you guys can be aware. Because that's the first step, bringing that knowledge and knowing where to go. Because a lot of parents don't know. It's like I speak to the principal, I speak to the guidance counselor, I go to the board of ed, I email the mayor. Yeah, you get an automatic, you know, email back. It's just some automated shit. So, you know, nobody's really concerned. Probably got to go kick down some doors. I'm just saying. So if anybody want to join me to kick in some doors, I'm just saying. Y'all know my email, harristrivedmediagroup@gmail.com. Word. But it is Sunday. Y'all know how we do. Be kind to somebody besides yourself. And please educate your damn children. We should be back here Tuesday for He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance.
She filling your head with He Said, She Said.
Cerebro Saturday and Shame Sunday.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
Y'all pull up when you can. Appreciate y'all. We can be out of here. Peace, y'all.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I'm Paul Stanley of KISS. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Boys don't eat that.
Why?
Boys don't eat. I don't eat noodles. I'm a grown man.
You see, baby, I don't do this just for the recognition. I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine?
That was lovely. That was beautiful. Johnny Gill should sign you up. My.
BOS on the track.
You on the track.